When y'all have kids, y'all think on private school or public school?
I think it depends on the area,
Area?
Yeah, depends on, that's something you gotta look into, when you move to a new place.
What you think it changed because you actually went to public school? Do y'all views change since y'all been in public school? Y'all want the kids to go to private school?
It just depends on the curriculum and what type of education you want your child to have.
What area?
The area, I think that's the main key, the area, how that school doing, that school doing better than this school or whatever. So yeah, the influences in the area.
Okay.
Damn, Team Maisie made this.
Got a special guest today, Jonathan Davis, talking about major ups and downs. How you doing today?
Doing good, man. Good to be here. I appreciate you guys having me.
No problem. Thanks for coming. Short notice.
Yeah, man. No doubt.
Appreciate
No doubt. No doubt.
All right. First topic, the process of playing baseball. You know what I'm saying? How? Before then, I want to ask, in high school, where you from again?
I'm from Arkansas.
Arkansas. Okay.
Yeah.
So the changes, is it always been baseball, or was it other sports before baseball, or how do you fall in love with baseball?
Yeah. Okay. So, baseball was like a thing I did from a young kid. I actually didn't start playing football until I was a junior in high school. Funny story, my parents would never let me play because I was like so small. So I used to always tell them like, let me play football because my homeboys was playing football or whatever. And so my 11th grade year came around, my dad was like, hey, if you want to play football for real, go out there to camp and see what it's about. And I did, and I ended up being all-state, in football. So then I also played basketball as well. So basketball was kind of like that sport where I just played to have fun. You know what I'm saying? It was just something I loved to do. But baseball was something that, growing up, I was good at. And people was like, dang, this little dude can hit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it was something that I kind of saw myself doing down the road. And my parents invested into me, when I was younger. I played travel ball and all that type of stuff. And so that was something that I actually saw myself doing in the future.
Okay.
Did anybody in your family play baseball?
Not really. My grandpa played. He actually went to the University of Arkansas, Pine Bluff.
Okay.
He played there, but his mom had Alzheimer's, so he had to actually come home, take care of his mom, and that's kind of why he actually stopped playing.
Okay. So they were like an influence you to play baseball?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I said, it's actually in my family. Baseball is in my family. My other grandpa, he played. He was a catcher. So it kind of ran in my family, and it was like I said, it was just something I love to do.
So when is the exact moment you knew you were like, this is for me, like, this is my love, this is what I want to do?
An exact moment. When you say like this is for me, you mean like in terms of like playing professional?
Yeah.
Now I'm good
Like,
at
oh, this is for me, I'm gonna do
Oh
something.
yeah, like this moment was like, okay, dang, I think I can make this work.
So I would say when I was in high school and I wanted to go play at the University of Arkansas. And so I ended up raising money in my community to go and actually go to a showcase. And I went to the showcase, and it was like all type of dudes from all over the state, whatever. And we was doing drills, we was hitting, taking ground balls, all that good stuff. And like I was noticing, I'm like, man, I'm like just as good as everybody out here. But you talking about like you had names though, you know what I mean? Like the top names in the state. And so I'm like, man, I'm just good, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't getting these looks like all the other dudes. Granted, I'm 5'6" though. I'm 5'6". I'm 160 pounds, so when you look on the field, like you like, all right, he can play, but he don't catch my eye, you know what I mean? And so like in that moment when I was like on the field, I'm like comparing myself to other players, I'm like I'm just as good, but the interest is not there, you know what I'm saying? And so like in that moment I'm like, I can do it, you know what I'm saying, but I gotta put in the work. And so from that moment, I remember that's actually why I started playing football too, is because on the football side, they lift weights, you know, they do the actual physical part of getting to where you need to be as far as sports. And so I used to wake up at 6 in the morning, bro, and like go work out before school, go to wash off, go to school, come back. We had wellness. I used to go to wellness, lift weights again, and then go to practice after school. So I was like working out 3 times a day, you know what I mean, just to try to get to where.
So did that feel you from when you getting out looked at as everybody else?
Oh yeah, for sure. And I think that's really what motivated me to like go even further. It's like the fact that I was like undervalued, underlooked, and people thought I would never make it, you know. And you know, of course, it was a dream I always had to play in the big leagues, but at the same time, it was like I'm gonna prove to you that I'm good enough to do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I love it. So it wasn't a sense of just being handed to you like one of the stars by the name. It was like I gotta get up, I gotta grind, I gotta get this. You know what I'm saying?
By no means, bro. By no means.
That's good. So what? Shit.
So when you got that call to be like, you made it, like the team chose you, you got it.
On their process?
Yeah, like.
Okay,
Like,
so
got into the major leagues, like, you know, from college. You did say you went to a D1, right?
yeah. I went to the University of Central Arkansas.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a small it's a D1 AA. So it's not as big as a lot of I guess D1 schools, but it is a D1 school. It's just a smaller major school.
Okay.
So coming from that, like, how did you feel being called up to the major leagues?
I had the process like in your brain, like down, like you went from here to here, like it's like.
Right. Okay. So, first and foremost, like I can take you through the whole journey if you want me to. So going from yeah, I will take you through. So, I mean, I'm a man of faith, but you know, just to put context to the story and the process. But so in high school, I got recruited to go to this small school. It was actually a junior college, SAU. And me and my family, we go up there to like go through the whole process of getting enrolled or whatever. And we get to the person who's gonna enroll us, and she's like, "I don't see your name in the system." I'm like, "You don't see my name in the system? Like I done registered, I done did all type of stuff." And so as we're doing this, like a woman walks over to our table and she's like, "You come here to play baseball, huh?" I'm like, "Yeah, like I'm excited, blah blah blah." And she's like, "The head coach just transferred to UCA." And so she told me that. I'm like, "No way, like this ain't happening." And so we end up like actually trying to find it, couldn't find it, and so we just head back home, right? So 15 minutes into the job, my coach that was recruiting me at SAU, he called me. He said, "Hey JD, he got this country voice. I'm pretty sure you heard the news that I'm going to University of Central Arkansas." And he was like, "I want you to come with me." And I'm like, "Dang," you know what I'm saying? And like my dad, he was like, "I told you, son, just be patient, have faith," you know what I'm saying, and all that. And so I ended up where I thought I was going to a junior college. I ended up getting a chance to go to a D1 school, you know what I'm saying? So, and then there, when I was in the process of getting recruited, he promised me 3 things. He said, "I'm gonna get you a degree, I'm gonna get you a championship ring, and I'm gonna give you a chance to play professional baseball." And so once I went to UCA, those 3 years went by. First year we was garbage. Our team was like horrible, right? Like worse in the conference. Second year we did a little better, and the third year we actually won our conference tournament. So I got a ring there, and then that year I got recruited my junior year, and they told me I was gonna go in the top 10 rounds, right? So I'm excited about the draft or whatever, and I'm at home, right? So this is like the summer. I'm at home chilling, and I'm waiting. Like I'm looking at my phone, literally. Like the draft is going by. I'm looking at my phone. Round 1 go by, round 2, round 3, all the way down to round 12, and I'm like, dang. Like I ain't seen my name called yet. And my dad said the same thing. So I'm like, just have faith, have faith, have faith. I'm like, all right. And so I'm in the living room watching TV. My mom's upstairs. I forgot where my dad was, but anyway, I get the call and I'm like, dang, like they tell me like, Jay, you just got drafted to the Toronto Blue Jays. First and foremost, I didn't even know Toronto Blue Jays was an actual baseball team. And so I'm like, okay, all right, I just got drafted to Toronto. So I run upstairs like, Mom, hey, I just got drafted. She said, what? To who? You know what I'm saying? To who? I'm like, Toronto Blue Jays. She said, what I say? She said, what I say? I said, oh no. And so I ended up getting drafted, and the actual scout who drafted me, he came down to my house and we just sitting at the table. And I can just remember one thing he told me. He was like, he said, you know what, like you got drafted, I can't promise you that you're gonna be a big leaguer. A lot of people think like once you get drafted, you just automatically go to the big leagues, and it's not like that in baseball. It's a process. You got the minor leagues and everything, and he told me just straight up, he's like, it's gonna be hard, it's gonna be tough, like you're gonna have to endure some things, and like everything he said in that moment was true, and you know I'm just privileged that I got the opportunity to play in the big league. So,
but you feel like you probably got that on like. I gotta work to get here, you know what I'm saying? Because I had to work to get here, you know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly. Yeah, you definitely. I mean, that's without a doubt. That's something that you gotta have. Everybody you see on that TV, they not there for. They there for a reason. You know what I mean? It ain't just because they are talented. Like they have they put in work for sure. They put in work, and they have the mindset. You know, to be, you know, at the top, you know what I mean, to be doing this professionally.
So yeah, you were constantly saying like your father would tell you keep faith, have faith.
Yeah.
But in your head, like honestly, do you have any doubt like damn, like what like you had any doubt in your head at all?
Yeah, oh for sure, bro. Like
how you overcome that? That's like how you like you know, like damn, but you know, I need to keep, you know what I'm saying? Like what kept you like just
Like what moment? What
kept you fire? Cut that fire.
Yeah.
Okay. What killed the fire? For me, I mean, I think it's different for many people. I'm pretty sure you guys can attest to that. But for me, it was the want to provide for my family. It was faith, and when I speak of faith, it's not just, you know, me putting words out there or me saying I believe. Like I think faith is so much bigger than that. And so along the way, like you said, like have you ever doubted? Like I've doubted so many times. I remember so the first place that I played baseball was in West Virginia, bro. And when I tell you, I went from playing in front of fans to playing in front of nobody. Like it was literally like we was playing in a community park. And like in that moment, I'm like, dang, what did I just get myself into? You know what I'm saying? We were staying in a inn, like not even a hotel, and and that's the part that people don't see. You know what I mean? And I actually played 6 years before I could say I was a big leaguer. So I'm talking about that's 6 years of like making 1,500 a week, you know what I mean, type deal, you know what I'm saying, like, and people don't see that part of it. And so when you say, have you ever doubted, it's like, it's been plenty of times where I doubted, but like, I have to hold on to, you know, like, my faith. And when I say my faith, I mean, I believe that God has a plan, you know, for everybody. And when I was younger, I had a dream to play in the big leagues, bro. And like that dream, it took time for that dream to manifest. But if you have faith and you believe that what God put in you is what you're supposed to be doing and walking out, it's gonna come to pass. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, like I believe that God gives you these visions and these dreams to be able to pour into other people. And so when I speak about my family, like I have, like my family allows me to continue to keep going. Like being able to know that one day I can provide for them. One day I can, like I just had a baby girl now. You know what I'm saying? And so like knowing, appreciate that, and just knowing that I can not only give her the life that I didn't have, but also provide a way for her to be able to take care of her family and not only physically, not only as monetarily, but like spiritually, and all areas of her life. And so those are some of the things that kept me going. But at the same time, like I have so many stories, bro, where I remember when I first got married to my wife.
Congratulations on that too.
Appreciate it, bro. Well, yeah, so I had first got married to my wife, bro, and I was in AA at the time, and when I tell you, like, we were still on, like, paychecks was like minimum, bro, and we roomed with 3 other teammates, bro. I'm married, you know what I'm saying? We roomed with 3 other teammates, and I'm talking about. And nothing against them, but they were Caucasian and they kind of live a little different than
It's like this ain't right.
They think very different. And so like my wife, she don't like hair in the tub and all that. And so like it's every day is like a grind, bro. Like, just being in this small house and you trying to be the man of the house and lead your family, and you having to rely on minimum checks, but you still got to go out and perform every day, you know what I mean? And then you got to come home and be a husband, you know what I'm saying, and care for your wife. And like that take a toll on you in and of itself, bro. And so like at the same time, it was like, all right, I got to keep going so I can provide for my family, And a lot of times that's what we miss. It's like we want the end goal, but we don't want to sacrifice. You know what I'm saying?
With that being said, though, like with all that process, them steps, them long nights or early morning, would you do it all again? Or would you like?
Oh yes, for sure. And the reason why I say that, and it's because when I got drafted, bro, like I wanted to go straight to the big leagues. I was like, bro, I'm playing in the minor leagues for a year and I'm gonna be a big league. That's my mindset. I think it should be your mindset to get to where you want to go as fast as possible. But at the same time, it's where we come back to faith. It's like God knows the things that I don't know. So like, yeah, bro. So it's like where I thought I was ready, like I realized that I wasn't ready for the things that this journey had, like actually entail, you know what I'm saying? And it builds you up, like it allows you to become a better man. It allows you to become a better provider, you know what I'm saying? And through this journey, I've learned so much, bro. And I can say without a doubt that when I made it to the big leagues, I knew that I was ready for it. Right. And a lot of people get to their destiny and it's like they're not ready. But God said, like, all right, I know this is what you want, but you need this right here. You need to stop right here. You know what I'm saying? I know this is what you want, but you need this lesson right here. You know what I mean? And like, if you don't see it like that, bro, you'll always be down on God. You'll be down yourself. You know what I mean? And it's like, all of that is for a purpose. And so yeah, bro.
To stay grounded in God at all times. So it's like to be humble when you do get those big opportunities. That you can't just reach, like that big thing you had to go through that journey of going through those, I don't want to say small things, but they were bigger than small things. They were lessons that you had to learn from, you know,
Right.
to get to the spot where you're at now, so you can like appreciate it more than just getting that big thing and not seeing the stuff that came with it.
Yeah, exactly.
It kind of made me think like instead of your time, it's God's time.
Yes.
Without a doubt. And that's the thing. It's like when a contractor or a architect, before they build the house is already there. You know what I'm saying? It's already on paper.
Right.
But the thing is, it hasn't came into fruition yet. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But the vision is already on paper.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so like,
That's how
that's how it is with everybody, and that's why like when I speak to kids, like I try to tell them, bro, like follow your heart. You know what I'm saying? Follow the things that God has placed in you because it's in you for a reason. You know what I'm saying? And just because it don't come easy, just because it don't look the way you think it should look, don't mean that it's not gonna come to pass.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it takes the groundwork. You know, we gotta go in and lay the foundation. You know what I mean? We gotta put in the cement, the everything that it entails into this house, this vision. You know, it gotta be laid out and it gotta be brought to the light. You know,
So how I feel to play in the Navy?
bro, it's dope. Hey, it's dope. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. It's everything I ever imagined. You know, because like it's something that I'm passionate about. But at the same time, bro, like just being able to go out there and put on that uniform and you know what I'm saying, just ball out, bro.
That's a good feeling.
What was your welcome to the welcome, like your moment, like when you were like
So I would say it was a lot of moments that was like, dang. But I think for me, so it's gonna probably be weird, but so like coming through the minors and stuff, like I always, you know, like baseball is what I do, so I'm really not, you know, too nervous about anything. But my first game, bro, and I'm gonna tell you off top, like I struck out 3 times in my first game. But anyway, so my first game, like I go out there and like I'm known for my defense, you know, so like I have a pretty good defense. But right before my first at bat, I walk up to the on deck circle and I'm like, woo. Like, you know, yeah, exactly. Like you know, you always picture this moment, but when you step into it, it's like, dang, like
It's really real life.
It's real life. And so I'm on deck, you know, taking my practice swings, and kid you not, like, so when I got called up, it was like a week after I played again. So like our last game in AAA was a week before my first game in the big league. So I ain't played for a week, right? And so like I'm on there like, ooh, shoot, dang, all right, I'm here. But the dude we facing is like a pretty legit pitcher. He throw 100 miles per hour. And I ain't seen pitching in like a week. So I'm like in my head, like I'm already down, like, dang. they gonna put me in the lineup facing him. But anyway, I'm on deck and I walk up to the plate and like, bro, my body went numb, bro. Legit went numb. And so the first pitch went by, I was like, yeah, that looks bad. That looks bad. And so I stepped out of the box and I breathed. I was like, stepped back in. I was like, all right, straight to hey, dude struck me out of 4 pitches, bro. And I was like, okay, all right. After that moment, then it was like, all right, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Like, and other players typically tell you, bro, like it's gonna take you a little time to like, you know, get your feet wet. You know what I mean? And like I never understood that until that moment. And then like so like when you say like what was your moment, like welcome to the big leagues, it was the fact I got there and I was like, dang, like I've never been that nervous in my life, bro. Yeah.
So like first stepping on the scene and you know them helping you being the rookie now.
Yeah.
Did you get a lot of more tips or did they harass you more than like
that locker room prison, like when you come in, it's like, here, turn my bag, or it's like,
oh yeah, it's like that.
It's like
It's
that.
like that for sure. It's like that. It's So we also typically baseball might be a little different than other sports, but typically the rookies when we go on on the bus or we finna travel, the rookies have to like get bags of water, get bags of beer, all that type of stuff to like supply to the people who already been there, to the veterans. And if you don't, like it's consequences, stuff like that.
You feel a victim?
Nah, I ain't never been to them. And then, so like when you get your first hit for position players, you typically, they call it a beer shower. Basically, they set you in a tub, like a laundry basket, and everybody just have like beer or whatever, eggs, milk, all type of stuff, and they just pour it on you, bro, like the whole team. And so that's kind of like a initiation as well. But it's a lot of stuff that go on though, you know what I'm saying, just as far as like being a rookie.
I'm gonna ask you this: how do you feel when you hit your first home run?
A relief. It felt like a relief. And the reason why I say that is because, you know, everybody, it's kind of like getting that first hit. Like, I got my first hit out the way, but it's like, a home run is like, you know, that's legit. Like, that's a home run. And you want to prove that, like, all right, you can do this. You know what I'm saying? I can do this. And so when I hit it, you know, I hit it pretty good. I was like, ooh, I think I got that one. And then I rounded first, and I was like, yeah, like, all right, I got it. You know what I'm saying? I got that first one.
I did it once, I can do it again.
Yeah, exactly.
With that being said, like, you know, Kobe hit us, you know what I'm saying, his home. So how was that transition for y'all when y'all had baseball?
Yeah, so when COVID hit, we was in spring training. That was last year, yeah. A year from, I ain't, see?
That's how
But it seems like it's been so long. But anyway, so yeah, we was in spring training, and I remember, I was playing when this actually took place, and I came to the bench after scoring, and our coach was like, hey, I think this might be our last day, blah, blah, blah. And me, you know what I'm saying, I'm like, what? Our last day? And so we on the bench talking like, hey, you heard what he just said? Like, coach just said this might be our last day. And so the game ended, we walk into the locker room, and everybody packing up. And I'm like, nah, bro, we ain't going home. We ain't going home. But anyway, so like, basically, we actually ended up having to come back home, and so I came back to Mississippi, and we was here for I want to say 2 months. We actually got a chance to buy a house for my family, and
Congratulations.
appreciate it. So like, yeah, we bought a house, whatever. But man, it was tough, bro. Like, just maneuvering through the season and maneuvering through everything. Like, it was tough, man. Just like, you know, I'm sure everybody else had challenges, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think it was an opportunity to really look yourself in the mirror, like, and just see, you know, where you at as a person, honestly.
That's like changing perspective, like.
Yeah, it really did.
Stuff like that. That's good.
It really did.
Now I'm gonna ask you this. I see your wristbands.
Mm-hmm.
What? I don't want to put you on like spotlight or anything, but what verse keeps you grounded? That keeps you straight. You know, you can always go look at it and just like, okay, God got me.
Yeah.
You know, it brings you back from all the hectic. You know,
Getting all distraction out of it.
Right. I would say it's in Romans 5, I think, where it talks about, therefore, since we have been justified by faith, we have peace with God through Christ Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, that verse it kind of just brings me back home a lot of times when, you know, I think I have to do everything to be right with God.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of people get that confused in terms of, you know, being saved, you know what I'm saying? You're not saved by works, you know what I mean? Like, you're saved through faith. And so, like, when I'm struggling, you know, and when I'm like, you know, not walking that walk, you know, that verse kind of brings me back home. Like, look, you saved, like, I saved you for a purpose, and you saved because of the blood of Jesus Christ, but not because of how good you are. You know what I mean?
By him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I truly believe it.
Yeah, well, Jonathan Davis, thanks for coming, speaking with us, giving us let's pick your brain a little bit, see
Yeah.
how you feel about everything, man. Really appreciate it, man. All we can say is, look, best of luck.
For sure, bro. I appreciate y'all.
No problem.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for watching this video with your boy JD. Like, share, and subscribe.
Thanks for
Thank you.
watching.